What's happening? Today I'm going to discuss what is the true measure of friendship. And I think we've all got different descriptions and what we look for in terms of what we want in a friend. And even sometimes, a lot of us now, we class our family as a friend, as someone that's the difference between a friend and a family, though, is that your family will always be there. But a lot of the time, we would go, our mate. Like, we would just say that our family are our friend and our friends are our friends because it's something that we feel comfort in. So it can work for both family and friend, this really. Obviously, there is a greater level on family, the true measure of family. But today I'm going to discuss friendship in terms of both dynamics, really, but all merged into one. Friendships are when people show up when you are at your least impressive, when your mentals are potentially down, when you haven't got that self-belief, but they know when you talk to them, you can be yourself. And even when they can tell and sense that you're feeling down, they know that as your friend, they can bring you up to get to the level that they and yourself enjoy being. They are there even when you're not winning. But they are there to keep pushing you when you're tired, drained, feeling uncertain, or when you're quiet. The one thing I'll say with friends is that you are able to be in a social dynamic and sit in silence. And when you can do this, this is when you know you've got this level. You're at this certain level of friendship where you go, if we can sit in silence and be absolutely fine, we are perfect. True friends don't need you to perform. A lot of the time, they just want the presence of you being there and you showing up and you just being kind to them all the time. A true friend doesn't look at your popularity scale, which just shouldn't be a thing for anyone in the world anyway. We should be seen as people. This proof of popularity doesn't matter in a friendship. What really matters, like I said, is that loyalty in silence, where you're not trying to be big-headed, loudest person in the room. You know who your friends are, where you could be confident and loud and talk to loads of people at a bar, say, but then when you're with your mate, you could just sit in silence, and that connection that you've got is stronger. It is stronger when you're quiet than when it is with other people when you're being overconfident and loud. A lot of the time with friendships as well is that we confuse proximity with depth. We think, oh, my friend lives up the road, they're my best friend, compared to someone that lives in another country. I currently have this situation where two of my friends, one of them lives a couple of minutes away from me, and one of them lives in Cambodia. But the thing is, it's really shaped my mind of they're still both my best mates. Nothing changes at all with this, where the proximity for me doesn't matter. What it says, it's like when you do long distance relationships with a partner, and they say that the absence of not seeing a person as much as often makes the heart grow fonder. And you can have that in friendships, not just love. And soon my friend's coming back from Cambodia, and we're meeting up. And I know that when we meet up, it's going to be a great few days. And I'm going to cherish this moment and go, I'm going to have a great time no matter what. Nothing will really spoil that weekend because I know I'll have a good time because I'll be with my friend. Some of the time, we can be in a sort of polluted environment, a crowded space. And these connections we're making with people that we think, oh, they're going to be our best mates for life. These connections are just surface level. There's no depth to these connections. They are just sort of there to talk to you. So you do. because you need to keep open with people as a person, where talk to everybody, absolutely talk to everybody, but make sure that you are picking out friends that you know that you will bond with on a deeper level, rather than just in a social environment and you go, they could be my mate. You've got to learn more about them. Depth isn't just about shared time either. It's a shared story where they know about you. You've connected above time. You learn more about each other, and that also comes with time. But like, say if I've gone to university with someone for 3 years and then I've not seen my other friends for a few years, it's on me to sort of make sure that I'm keeping these other friendships that are further away at a high level, where I'm putting in the effort into both equally, actively. And also, if these people see me as a great friend, they will know that even when I'm under pressure and I'm quieter than normal, they will just know with me, even if I go silent for a few weeks and months, they can always reach out. And I'll do the same thing, where we could not talk for weeks, months, a year, but they could know as my friend, they can reach out and it will be the same no matter what. A lot of the time with friendships as well, deeper connections, support isn't always loud, where sometimes, all the time, people check in, or like I said, you have that silence where you don't need to check in, you just sort of believe in them. And this is all done without that spotlight of pressure, that we put pressure on ourselves to go, I have to socialise with this person so that they keep being my friend. Some of our friends won't shout for us publicly, or they won't send us our birthday message, or they won't consistently check up on us. But when you've organised something out and about, the true friends are the ones that show up for these occasions without being asked, where they know that you want them to be there. So say if you had graduation and you had 10 people that had the potential to come and see you at graduation, and 3 showed up. These 3 that show up, they're the ones that I've not asked to come and see me. They've just done it off their own back because they wanted to support me on my journey. And like I said, with love, it ties into this trend of friendship, where love isn't always expressive. You can have it with friends, where love really just whittles down to consistency between a group of people, where as long as we keep seeing each other, as long as we make sure that we don't fall out of contact, this is how we measure our friendship as a dynamic. We also have to tell ourselves, not all friendships last forever. Obviously, as we get older, our lives develop. We move on as people. A lot of our friends are just chapters in our story, not lifetime friends that we're meant to have. And that's okay. We have to tell ourselves this. That's okay. I had a friend at uni, and we were great mates for 2 years, and all of a sudden, we don't talk anymore. And it's fine. I live my life. They probably live theirs. And even if I saw them again, I wouldn't have a problem. Where, like, there was never any falling out. It was just sort of, I think we maybe wanted different things in life, and we grew apart as people, which is fine. That's how the world works. You outgrow people, and they outgrow you. And sometimes that can happen at the same time, where it goes, and then it's just like that. The next day, you don't ever talk again. It's just what happens. But you can't take that stuff to heart. You just got to move on and go, It's not actually that personal to me. It's fine. Yes, it might hurt at the time, but it's okay. If we keep chipping away at an expired connection like milk, it's going to disrupt our peace. And true friends, going back to this, true friends are there for our struggles and our growth. If people only show up when you're down in the dumps, a lot of the time, they are doing it out of pity. They don't want to do it. They want you back to your best. And they think, if I'm here now, then they'll change the behaviour like that, which won't happen. A lot of time when we're struggling, it will take a lot of time. It could take weeks, months, and years to get back to where we could be. We might never get back to where we want to be. But real friends are there when you're struggling and when they are struggling themselves, where they'll put on a brave face for you and then hope that potentially you will reciprocate and put on a brave face for them, where you could be really struggling one day, but you could have been brilliant the day before, and they could have been struggling for weeks, and you might not have realised. And this is when the true friend, where they're struggling, they put the work in to help you, they want to do that not out of pity, but out of just love as a friend. And there's a lot of envy that hides in this fake support, in this pity, where a lot of the time you can tell when someone's being genuine with you, because they will smile. They will clap your wins, even if you are outpacing them in their journey. Even when they are growing and you are growing, but you're growing quicker. But we're all on different journeys, and we've just got to be there to support each other. So in the summary of the true measure of friendship, how is it measured? And it's measured by presence. The true measure of friendship is measured by our presence for each other and showing up when we should be, when we're not asked, not even often, not even checking in on texts, but the presence of every single time we see each other or talk to each other, it will be a good laugh. You could know someone for 10 years and not feel seen by them. And then you could meet someone this year. You could meet someone tomorrow. You could meet someone yesterday. And you could feel safer than ever. This is why some relationships come out of nowhere and just work. People meet someone and you've got something. And whilst you just meet them and then get into that relationship, you could have known 50 girls and spoke to 50 girls. But this one girl you met the other day, the reason why she's the one is because it doesn't matter who you met in them years before. This one was the one that made sense and created that feeling for you. Because it's not how long you've known them as a friend. It's not how long you've tried to build up that connection and maybe failed. It's how well you know each other, how well they know you, how well you've learnt to know them. Because presence and effort is the true measure of friendship.